What's going on, Pokemon Go trainers? Welcome to episode 167 of Lured Up, the podcast where we take Pokemon Go way more seriously than we do ourselves. Lured Up is part of the Pokemon Professor Network, and today is Wednesday, February 17th, 2021. I'm your host, Ken Pescator, joined by my co-host, Adam Tuttle. Adam, hello. What's up?
Hi, everyone. Hi, trainers.
Hi.
Hi, Ken.
Hi. Hi, Adam. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. Fantastic.
Awesome?
I just had
Good.
a box
Fabulous?
of Sour Patch Valentines, like little candies.
What?
What? They were sour. They were sweet, and then they were sour.
I don't remember the last time I had a Sour Patch Kid. It's been a long time. Those are good though. I'm down with the sour. Remember Warheads? Oh man, those are good.
Warheads were delicious. You'd put like 7. Ugh, just thinking about them gets my like glands going. My mouth is like full of saliva now.
Dude, that sounds so disgusting. But no, I remember when my son was like 5, we like gave him a Warhead. He's like, no, I want to try it. And we're like, dude, it's sour. He's like, oh, I know. And he put it in his mouth and like just spit it back in his hand. He's like, nah, I don't like it. I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, exactly. Nah, I'm good. Anyway, we got some Pokemon stuff to talk about this week, Adam.
We do?
We're in the home stretch of the Kanto Tour. So by the time you hear this, it'll be, probably the day before or the day of the Kanto Tour. So a lot of excitement going on in the Pokemon Go world. But we will recap our week, including the Lunar New Year. We had Love Disc Spotlight Hour. We have Latios and Latias in raids. By the time you hear this, the Valentine's Day will be wrapped up, but we'll break down the Valentine's event, our experiences with that. We have our first March event being announced, and it's Fletchling Community Day. So we'll talk about this and what this could mean.
Whoa, spoilers.
Look, man, this was an interesting announcement, and they are breaking some ground here, and the internet was phenomenal with the way they reacted to this announcement. So we'll kind of break into that. And a Kanto Raid Day has been announced, and the return of Giovanni has been announced. We were just talking about this last episode, like, where the hell is Giovanni? And we finally have some info, so we'll talk about that. And then finally, we'll wrap up with a Poke the Bear discussion discussing the topic of burnout by trainers, event burnout. Just it's definitely prevalent in the social media sphere right now of people talking about just the onslaught of events and how people are feeling pretty tired. So we'll share a bunch of community feedback at the end of the show. But let's start with our normal recap. And this last week we had the Lunar New Year. So this is like the final home stretch before the Kanto Tour, but the barrage of February stuff is still pushing on. So we had the Lunar New Year event last week. It wrapped up on Sunday, Valentine's Day. We talked about it last week, how the Lunar New Year event ended at 1 o'clock and the Valentine's Day event started at 1 o'clock. So literally butt up against another event, no gap in between. We had red and reddish Pokemon in the wild eggs research and raids. Mega Gyarados was introduced in Mega Raids. We also had Ampharos and Pidgeot in Mega Raids. We had time research featuring Tauros for the Year of the Ox. Extra Pokeballs and gifts, increased trade range, higher chances to go lucky and have lucky trades. Go Battle League had Master, Master Premier, Master Classic, and the Love Cup. And finally, we had Love Disc Spotlight Hour with Double Catch XP and the Eon Duo Latios and Latias in 5-star raids. All right, Adam, so I got through that really quick. Let's break it all down. What did you think of the Lunar New Year event, and how did it go for you?
The Lunar New Year was a lot of fun. I did actually raid a Gyarados.
Yay!
Which I didn't think I was going to be able to do.
Just one? Oh my god.
Listen, I didn't even Mega Evolve because I went
because
hard.
You don't have enough candy or energy?
I went hard later to catch Magikarps in the event. Like, I totally spaced that I needed the extra large candies. Or not the extra large candies. I forgot that I needed the mega candies. I thought I could get away with
the energy.
I thought I could get away with the XL energies or the XL candies.
Adam, do you have any idea what the hell you're freaking talking about right now? Because you're mixing up every single word you're saying. You're saying right
I'm
now?
thinking in trading card games.
XL energy candy energy XL regular.
Yeah, so
No,
I thought that I could
you need
use
mega
my
energy
XL
to mega
candy
evolve.
to Mega Evolve. There's just
No,
too
that's
many
incorrect.
candies on the screen
That's
now.
incorrect. And not to make things even more complex when it comes to Magikarp, this is a great time for your Fisher medal to get XL Magikarp. So shout out to Gary, my buddy Gary Crucky from New Jersey Go Battle League, who's been hoarding all his XL Magikarp for me. And we've been doing some long distance trades from our houses because we could reach each other. And I'm working on that Fisher medal. I've probably picked up 60 or 70 XL Magikarp over the week, which is really good. But did you see any Gyarados in the wild?
I saw a few of them. I did not. I was not
Nice.
lucky enough to get the red shiny one.
Dude, I had a work spawn shiny Gyarados at my desk. It was fucking awesome. It was so cool. It like totally took me by surprise. I probably saw 7 or 8 Gyarados in the wild. And, you know, I didn't like, it was one of those scenarios where I wasn't like, oh, let me shiny check this. It was like, all right, another Pokemon, let me just fucking catch it. And boom, red, it was all red. I was like, this is awesome. I didn't think I would ever see that like on my own screen. So that was super exciting.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you very much. But I'm glad you did, you at least did one Gyarados Mega Raid. We still have time. So, you know, you can still do them. So it's still in raids. So, you know, take advantage of that shit, man. You got to at least get 200 so you could at least, you know, get it in the decks, get it in the mega decks. But what about gifts? Have you noticed the extra Pokeballs? Like, I know that you haven't been out restocking and stuff. How's your inventory looking?
It's looking pretty good. I just had the alert that said, because I was opening up presents or gifts, sorry, before we were recording, and it said your storage is full.
Yeah, but that could be misleading because knowing you probably have like fucking, you know, 73 like King's Rock or something. Something like that. Like,
listen,
it could be all pointless shit in your inventory.
Listen, you are right though. I have 10 King's Rocks, and normally I carry 5. So,
oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. We were on our Zoom call before Jamal, you know, from our community was like, dude, I got 500 rare candy. I was like, how do you dedicate that much space to rare candy? Like, I didn't realize that I was sitting on 87 rare candy. I was like, I need to use this shit right now, right to Blissey. I thought about putting it into Sandile, but I was like, you know what? I got the Hundo Blissey that I'm working on. That I got the Chansey from research last month, so it's like I'm cranking away on that.
I have a solid 250 Ultra Balls, and it's been like around that the entire event because it's like I'm still opening gifts. I'm still getting Ultra Balls from stops. It's not like I'm using them very often. And I have 1,355 Pokeballs.
That's solid, dude.
And I don't think I've had that many before.
No, that's really good. What would you like to go into the Kanto Tour with, like as far as balls are concerned?
Just as many Pokeballs as possible. Because I'm not, unfortunately, I'm working. Like I discussed last week.
You're going to be Go Plus.
So I'm going to have to Go Plus the entire time and rely on that, which is awful. And then I'm sure there's going to be, you know, trading requirements, hitting Pokestop requirements. So,
well, remember that the trade stuff for the collection or for the research, you'll have extra time to get those collection challenges with the trade and all that stuff. You'll have extra time to do that. So you don't have to do that during the actual event window. But didn't you say you're going to have like an hour at the top of the event and an hour at the bottom of the event where you're not working? So you might be able to squeeze a little.
I hope so.
A little some then. I hope so too, man. I really do, especially at the end of the event because that's when you're going to see like the total mix of everything. What about trades? Have you been? We're just right before we recorded. We were scrambling to open our gifts because we're going to be, by the time we're done recording, it'll be past midnight. So we're like, oh shit, we got to open our gifts so we don't miss out on the daily stuff.
I did do a few trades.
Good. And trades meaning like taking advantage of the 40K distance?
Yes, I got a lucky trade, or I had a lucky trade. So I asked for a Munna because they had just been introduced to the game, and I traded it, and it became a 98% 15 defense, 15 HP, and 14 attack.
So a useless Muna.
Hey, listen, at least it looks nice.
Does it? That's the weirdest fucking thing. No, Musharna, honestly, is the weirdest thing ever. Looking like, I don't know, some guts or something.
But I also traded a bunch of Deli Birds with the bows and did not get anything good. And then I traded for a Smeargle, and I got a lucky Smeargle.
Smeargle?
Yeah, with Piplup Community Day moves, the Hydro Cannon.
Oh, that's cool. That's fun.
And I never thought about that.
Fun.
Like to take pictures of the Pokemon that have the Community Day moves, so Smeargle could know those Community Day moves.
Dude, that's fucking brilliant.
Right?
I mean, obviously that's a thing, but I've never put that together. Yeah.
So now I'm like officially like, because Charizard.
No, I'm going to do that. Yeah.
The move or Dragon Breath, I think it is. So it's like he has that. So I'm just going to keep taking pictures of my buddy.
Yeah. No, like a Roserade. So then you get like 2 exclusive moves on the Smeargle. That's cool as hell. Never even thought of that. Adam, good fucking call on that. That's pretty interesting. That's fun.
Well, that actually goes out to Dakota.
Okay, shout to Dakota. Yeah. Shout to Dakota. What about GBL? I know last week you were saying that you didn't think you were going to make it to level 20 or rank 20 for Frillish, but how's it looking? Did you get any Master League or Love Cup?
I did play a few Love Cups and I got completely destroyed.
Oh no.
I mean, maybe that's what happens when you use the recommended, but
you did auto wreck Love Cup? That's fun as hell.
Hey,
though.
Listen, I was spreading the love. Right now I'm currently at rank 8.
Okay. Yeah, so you're not going to make it, man. Shit. Yeah, it's I thoroughly enjoy Master League, and especially the Master Classic, because even though I'm level 46, I'm being tasked to power up 3 Pokemon to level 50. I haven't fucked with that yet at all. I haven't spent any Candy XL. So Master League Classic is great because I could just use my, level 40 best buddy Pokemon and that kind of stuff and not have to worry about anyone coming in with a level 50 Pokemon. So I had a great time. I went up a couple ranks over that week. I should hit rank 20 finally tomorrow because I'm like probably one set away from rank 19 right now, and then I'll just do another set after that and be good to go. So I'm there, which I'm very excited about because I've been playing Great League again, using my basic bitch ass line, Azumarill, Altaria, Bastiodon, like get at me, I don't care. It's the weakest fucking, stereotypical Great League party, but it is what it is. But I've been having a good time. I didn't do any Love Cup. It wasn't something that I was going to commit to or invest in, even though I'm a Stardust hoarder. I just don't like spending dust. So I just let that shit go. I just let it fucking ride. We did a Love Cup in our Discord. So that's how I got my Love Cup fix, was in the Discord. We're actually still doing it. It's been stretched out for about 2 weeks now. So is what it is. What about Spotlight? Anything there? Love Disc Spotlight?
Yeah. I caught a bunch of Love Discs. And I caught a shiny one almost right off the bat.
Ooh, very nice. Very nice. What about the Eon Duo? Any raids?
I got invited to a Latios, and I got a shiny. And I have since been invited to 2 Latias, and I've gotten no shiny. But I do need the orange shiny for that one. I already had the Latios shiny. So it's kind of upsetting. I'm like, this is the wrong one.
I went into this week without having either shiny. I've done about a dozen or more of each. I did get the Latios shiny, which was cool. So I'm still on the grind for the Latios, but I'm doing these things almost exclusively remote. So when you do that, I talked last week, I was talking shit like, just fucking spend. I'm spending money on passes and all that stuff. It can get a little excessive, so it's like I'm trying to be somewhat responsible.
And then I see you in a Feebas raid.
Yeah, well, that was a joke. So War Chortle in our Discord, I get an invite to a fucking Phoebus raid, which I will comment on here. That we were cracking up last week talking about how the blog post for, the Valentine's event was like, if you're lucky, you might find a Phoebus. I swear, man, I must have been tagged 100 times on social and in Discord of people posting pictures of their Phoebus going like, ooh, I'm so lucky. Look how lucky I am. It was so funny. Tish on the Zoom call caught a shiny. She's like, I am actually lucky. It was like, it's just so funny. But yeah,
I think she was the luckiest trainer because she was in the Discord Zoom call at the time of catching a shiny. If you're lucky, Phoebus.
It was awesome. I know, but no, it was funny that we got invited to the raid, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it, for fun, I'll do it. And I joined the raid. The host drops out of the raid, and I stay in. And then all of a sudden, Adam shows up in the raid, and Unbreakable shows up in the raid, and the host isn't even in there. And it's like, he posts in the Discord, he's like, oh my God, Ken, I can't believe you fucking joined the raid. I'm dying over here. And then I posted the screenshot of me and Adam and Unbreakable in there. I was like, look, dude, there's a fucking party. You left. And then we ended up doing the raid, and Unbreakable got the shiny from the raid. It was just so funny. It was so fun. Look, I'm working on the Rising Star medal for the individual, unique raids. I'm pretty sure I needed a Phoebus, so I was like, fuck it, let me just do it. I'll never do another one, but I might as well do it to work towards the medal. So, but Lunar New Year, man, I thought this was a great event. It was cool for people to get the Tauros, especially if they're not going to be, doing the Kanto Tour ticketed event. Tauros, that might have been a holdout Pokemon, a regional for them. So really exciting to get their hands on that. And, Gyarados in the wild and shiny Gyarados, that's fucking exciting, man. So I really enjoyed this event. And, it's always nice when we have shinies that you need. So I needed the Latios and Latias, so it made it a little bit more exciting. And I was a little bit more engaged because I was actually shiny hunting the raids. So that was very cool. All right, let's move on to this weekend. And, as I mentioned at the top of the show, we'll talk about the Valentine's Day event now. But by the time you hear this, it'll... What?
How was your Valentine's Day?
It was great. How was yours?
It was fabulous.
That's good. I hope everyone had a good Valentine's Day, the Hallmark holiday. I hope everyone bought cards and ate chocolate and all that shit, because that's what I did.
But by cards, we mean Pokemon cards.
Pokemon cards.
And by flowers, we mean you bought stuffed Roselias.
Caught Roselia. No, it was good. And, I got to play the game. So, I mean, that's anytime I have time to play, dedicated, play time, it's a fucking positive. And on Valentine's Day, I spent some time playing the game. So can't complain at all when that happens. So that was definitely good. But let's talk about the Valentine's Day event. And this was a fun one. But like I said, by the time you hear this, it'll wrap up because it actually ends tomorrow, Thursday the 18th, which ultimately means that the Kanto Tour on Saturday, we're going to have that day palette cleanser in between. So while, of course, the raid bosses and all that stuff will still be alive and kicking, we're not going to have an active event running on the 19th. So we'll have one more shot at these vanilla seasonal spawns tomorrow. But let's talk about the Valentine's Day event. We had like Adam was saying, the debut of Munna and Musharna. Munna was fairly common, right? Like I've seen a decent amount of these. People were able to evolve up to Musharna pretty readily. Yeah. We had event spawns like Love Disc. We had Volbeat and Illumise spawning all over the place, breaking region lock. That was cool. And of course, if you're lucky, the Phoebus. Evolving Gardevoir or Gallade. Oh, make sure you do that, Adam. If you need those. Gardevoir and Gallade, we'll learn Synchronoise. Not the best move, but good for collectors. The collection challenges. Oh, let's talk about this for a second. So last week we were saying how the collection challenge had the Latios and Latias, and that was the first time legendaries were in there, and the first time it would require you to raid specifically to complete the challenge. Now, what we glazed over was the fact that Espeon and Umbreon and Alomomola were also in the collection challenge. Now, Alomomola was in raids, but also in research, so that gets a pass a little bit. But Espeon and Umbreon were in raids exclusively. So not only did you have to raid Latios and Latias, but you also had to raid Espeon and Umbreon. 4 Pokemon, you got 3 free remote raid passes. So that kind of puts a little bit of a different spin and perspective on what we were talking about last week. So last week we were saying like, it's kind of, it's interesting. Like I didn't mind it at all, but some people were like, fuck, I got to do raids. This is difficult. This is a challenge. And it actually ended up being minimum of 4 raids that you had to do for the collection challenge. So that is what it is. We'll talk about that in a second. Trade distance and lucky friend bonuses, all that stuff carried over from the Lunar New Year event. We actually found out from Niantic, we can confirm that even though the Valentine's Day event ends, that the trade bonuses and all that stuff will run straight through March 1st. So that's exciting. Adam, what'd you think of the event? How have you been playing? How have you been doing? Are you going after anything specifically? Are you trying to get and we had the surprise shiny Alomomola in raids, which was cool because they didn't let that cat out of the bag. We, just kind of found out about it through the community, but how's the event going for you? I'm targeting anything?
Yeah, right now I'm targeting an Espeon. I'm still missing an Espeon raid.
Oh no. Well, you better hurry, dude. You got to do this before tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to stressing out about this.
Is that all you need, though, for the collection?
Yep.
That's it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, you got to fucking find this thing. I mean, I just put the fucking call out on Twitter. Like, hey, please add me. Send me an Espeon. But no, you'll get it. But what about like the spawns, Love Disc, Volbeat, Illumise?
I am trying to get a shiny Volbeat. That's like what I'm severely trying to go after.
I wonder if these are gonna migrate after the event.
I hope so.
Typically, well, this is what ends up happening. I remember when they were here, they were both here last time. It was like, oh shit, I better, go for the, we had Volbeat, right? Didn't we have Volbeat at that time? And then they ended up rotating. Yep. So everyone was trying to get the Illumise, and then it ended up rotating back to us. And it was like, fuck, we should have went after the Volbeat. So it's like, it'll be interesting to see if they actually migrate after the event, or even like, after March 1st, after the season wraps up. You didn't do any synchronizing, right? Like no Gardevoir.
No.
Like,
I gotta
have
quickly
one in your decks?
Yeah, I have them.
Okay.
Yeah, I just gotta look and see if I have anything that's worth evolving, either like PvP wise or anything like that.
And what about eggs? Because I was a guest on GoCast this last week, right? And I was talking to Chris, and he mentioned that over the last week, when he got like his Adventure Sync update on Monday, he had hatched 91 eggs over the week, which is fucking crazy to me. Not because that's a lot of walking distance, but that's a lot of incubators. Like, that's a significant amount of fucking incubators to put through. And obviously, there was a lot of 2Ks happening last week. Now we're in this event where the 5Ks are the featured egg. How do you feel about 5Ks? That's typically like the bastard child of eggs for me. Like, I hate getting fucking 5Ks.
I'm pretty sure I hatched a Ragnarola. A Ragnarola.
I love when you try to fucking say that Pokemon's name. Ragnarola, dude.
I was eating lunch on my break today, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool, it's a hatch. And it said 688 on a Ragnarola, and I was like, I don't know, that probably isn't 100%. I just like clicked it thinking it'd be pretty low, and it was 100%.
Oh, nice. Hundo hatches are always exciting. That's fun. That's fun. What about and we'll talk about burnout at the end of the episode, but how'd you feel about the Valentine's Day event butting directly up against the Lunar New Year event?
Oh, it was fine.
Yeah,
it was nice to just go from one thing to the other, like knowing that, like, oh, I can't wait to see Musharna, and then seeing it on the other side of the world, like people posting pictures of Musharna or Muna,
like times,
whatever.
Because of time zones. Yeah,
and it was like, okay, cool. It almost like was like a reminder, like, hey, open your game. Things have changed. And I actually opened it up like 2 minutes beforehand. Like, spawns changed, and it was Muna. I was like, sweet, right off the bat.
I don't know, man. Nice. I kind of wish it was a little bit more rare. Like this seemed like for a new Pokemon, it just seemed like it was a little bit too frequent. But I guess from a Dex perspective, and just stocking up on candy, the spawn rate was okay. It's just I don't know. I just wish things were a little bit harder in this game. I wish things were harder.
Just catch some more Geodudes.
Dude, I haven't seen Geodude isn't in the current seasonal spawn pool. Like I haven't seen Geodude in so long. I'm dying for Geodude. That's another thing with the Kanto tour coming. We'll finally be able to see like the Kanto Pokemon that haven't been a part of the season of celebration, Northern Hemisphere spawns. Like Caterpie. I haven't seen a fucking Caterpie in ages because it's just not part of the current seasonal spawn pool. So I'm excited to see that shit again. Like there's random Pokemon, Paris, like little things here and there that I'm like realizing like, oh shit, I really haven't seen that Pokemon in months. Not only have we had all these fucking events, but it's just not part of the seasonal spawn pool. So I guess this whole section, the whole things, everything we've talked about up to this point is kind of like a recap because everything we've talked about will be done by the time you hear this. So let's talk about the future a little bit. And we have our first March event being announced with Community Day, and Niantic did a pretty awesome job teasing this on social, where they put out an image of like this little dirt path with some footprints in it, and the footprints were like these tiny little bird toes. So we knew it was some kind of bird. Now, 2 weeks ago, we talked about Pokemoners APK mine of 0.1999. And we said that Feather Dance, which is the signature move of the Pidgey line, was found. So people saw the footprints and they're like, oh shit, it's really going to be Pidgey. We're really going to get a Pidgey Community Day. And people were pretty excited. They were like, oh shit, this could be really fun. But then Niantic puts a second teaser out saying, trainers, we have confirmation that the next Community Day Pokemon will be from the Kalos region. And everyone was like, fuck, well, it's not Pidgey. And, they were running through all the different birds, like it's not Starly, it's not P-Dove, it's not, whatever. It turns out that this Pokemon is Fletchling. And this is pretty exciting when you think about it, because not only is this a new non-recycled shiny, we've talked about all the Pokemon getting recycled. It's not Kanto, because we've had so much Kanto shit recently. But not only that, it's a current generation Pokemon. It's a recently released Pokemon. So it breaks the cycle of having community days that are typically 2 or 3 generations back for their selection. So I wonder if this was like kind of Niantic's way of addressing the feedback of recycled Pokemon and Kanto Pokemon and all that kind of shit, where they're like, all right, we're going to give you a brand new shiny from a brand new generation. Here's Fletchling. What do you think of this, Adam? Is this like interest you at all? I mean, Talonflame's a pretty cool fucking Pokemon.
Can I just like interject real quick? And I am gonna,
of course,
play a noise, because Fletchling's call is by far like one of my favorite Pokemon to listen to.
All right, hit me. All right, it's pretty cute.
All right, that's enough. That's enough. Volume all the way back down.
No, I like it. I
am so excited for this. At first, I thought it was Spearow. I got all excited. So I was definitely on the Spearow hype train. And then it turns out it was Fletchling.
The fucking memes, dude. Holy shit.
The memes killed me.
This community is so good.
They got better and better as the day went on.
There was one, it showed Gibble on like little stilts with bird feet at the bottom, or there was a Pikachu.
There was a Pikachu first.
Yeah, the Pikachu on stilts with little bird feet, which was fucking hilarious. There was one I saw with like Axu with the bird feet. Absolutely hilarious. So shout to everyone who was part of making these memes, because I was fucking dying. It was absolutely hilarious. But all right, let me get back to the details of the event here.
All right, hit me.
Talonflame will learn Incinerate. This is a big one. Triple catch XP. That's fucking solid. That's awesome. A lot of people are very hungry for XP right now. This is a good opportunity. We have 3-hour incense as usual. There's going to be a $1 optional special research story called The Bravest Bird. And our bundle in the shop will have an elite fast TM with some other goodies. And of course, take your 5 snapshots, get, 5 additional encounters. I don't know, man. This seems pretty fucking exciting, right? Like I
don't think there's anybody on the internet that was saying anything negative.
I mean, they had fun with it. What I liked about the response was, you're right. No one was down on it, but they had fun with it, where they turned their potential disappointment, because of course everyone wants Gibble, everyone wants Axu. They want that kind of vibe that Larvitar gave us. Remember when Larvitar was announced? It was like
community day.
Because it was so rare and like that, it changed the game for so many people, because they just, maybe had one Larvitar that they saw in the wild, and then, they were able to stock up and get, kick-ass fucking smackdown Tyrannitars and shit. But I think this is going to be a really fun community day. People are going to be all over it for the XP. Like, shit, man, with a fucking lucky egg, dude, 6 times XP is no joke.
Yeah, you should level up. Definitely.
Well, like, if you're really, good at excellent throws, this is going to be fucking insane. Like, absolutely insane amounts of XP will be rolling in. So make sure if you're on that grind for the 176 million to get to level 50, this is an amazing opportunity to get some serious XP. And the other thing, I don't even know if we said this. It's Saturday, March 6th. So very early in the month.
That's
I think
soon.
This might even be the first time that a community day is happening on the first weekend of the month. I'm not sure if that's ever happened before. Poke fucking historians, let us know if it has been, but I don't think it has. So it's like, that's a good screen name, but it is on the 6th, 11 to 5 local time. I think this is going to be a good one. I really do. I just think that the fact that it's new, the fact that it's current, and the triple fucking XP, man, that's good shit. Definitely good shit. All right, moving on. Before we take a little break here, let's talk about this recently announced Kanto Raid Day. Now, obviously, this Saturday is the Kanto Tour. So we've been talking about the Kanto Tour for probably a solid 2 months now. All these different events leading up to it. They want to finish the month strong with an additional Kanto event. And we have that Kanto Celebration that we were talking about last week that, will ride through the end of the month. But now we actually have a specific raid day, February 28th, last day of the month, Sunday, from 11 to 2 p.m. local time. We have a raid day that's going to feature Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres. And it's important to note here that even though Mewtwo will be available in 5-star raids, like generally, it will not be a part of this raid day. So there's a chance you might see like a carryover Mewtwo during that time window. But for the most part, everything from 11 to 2 will be the birds. You can earn up to 5 free raid passes by spinning stops and gyms during the event, typical raid day stuff. But here's where things get exciting. There's going to be more than just raids in the announcement, as Giovanni is finally making his return to the game with a new Shadow Pokémon. Hype. This is exciting. We were talking about this last week. Where the fuck
we were talking about it at the top of the show too.
Yeah, I did say it. It's good shit. It's good shit. This is what a lot of people have been waiting for. We want to get that medal. You have to defeat Giovanni fucking 20 times, 50 times, whatever the fuck it is. We've only been able to do it like 6-7 times, whatever many we're up to now. So that's really good. So we could speculate a little bit. But in addition to Giovanni coming, you're going to be able to TM away frustration, which is very, very welcome. Now, during the Team Rocket celebration, we couldn't do it. It's obviously because they were holding out for this event. So we'll have a 3-hour window from 11 to 2 to TM away frustration. Very, very good. Grunts will be appearing more frequently, at Stops and Balloons, which I think is kind of strange because doing grunts will take you away from raiding. So you kind of have to make some decisions.
Yeah.
Like, it's only 3 hours. So it's like you have to decide like how you're going to spend your time during the 3 hours, because it's a completely different thing. You're either going to do some raids or you're going to do some rocket stuff. So my recommendation here is
get a friend, and your friend goes out and raids, and then you go and you go hard on Team Rockets, and you just TM away frustration, and then you reap the rewards because you have all these BA Shadow Pokemon.
Well, this is what I recommend. Go into the event at 11 o'clock, have at least one active Rocket Radar. So that way you can, because if it's like we've seen Giovanni in the past, there'll be some kind of thing where you'll have to create your super Rocket Radar by defeating the 3 leaders. So you want to go into the event with a Rocket Radar so you can defeat your first leader right away. Because
you're like buy a bunch of Rocket Radars.
Well, look, I'm not a fan of buying the radars. I know, but if you're ever going to do it, this is the time to do it, because you're going to want to get to Giovanni early enough to allow you to catch whatever Pokemon he's going to have. And I want to get your hot take on what you think it could be.
Lugia.
Because you want it. Fuck, dude, that would be so awesome. Finally, Lugia, like the Gale of Darkness, finally coming to fruition. Oh, man. But either way, you're going to want to have time to TM away frustration on whatever Pokemon Giovanni has. So you want to make sure that you do it within that hour. Now, I don't know if Giovanni will hang out a little bit longer after the event or if at 2 p.m. he's gone. So that's probably going to be the majority of trainers' focus during this 3 hours, is getting that Giovanni, because once he's gone, he might be gone. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work. There's not a lot of information yet, so we'll have to see.
See, I know it's the Kanto Tour, so it could be Nidoking. That would make a lot of sense, but we've already been given Nidoran, and it could be Shadow Persian, but we've already gotten Meowth. So it's like, who knows? With those two factors, and he's getting a new Shadow Pokemon, who knows? I say Lugia, but my heart feels like it's gonna be a Nidoking.
You see, so up to this point, he's always had a legendary. So it does make sense that it will continue to be legendary. I don't think it's going to be Mewtwo again, because he's had that before, and it says in the copy of the blog like this is a new Pokemon. He's bringing a new Pokemon. So I don't know, man. You say Lugia, and now that's all I'm thinking about. I think that would be fucking awesome. That would be really, really cool. Yeah, I hope it's Lugia. Now I can't stop thinking about it. But poor Mewtwo not being invited to the raid party. Like, does that bother you at all? Or, I mean, you're not much of a raider lately, man.
No, I've really toned it down with raids. Unless I get randomly invited and I'm just happen to be looking at my phone and see it, because I can't tell you the amount of raids that I see and I get the alert for. I click into it and it's like, nope, not there.
Yeah, well, this is on a Sunday. Are you working on the Sunday, the 28th? Because maybe this is a good opportunity for you to do some in-person raids.
I work this weekend, and then I don't work next weekend.
Nice.
I'd have time.
So if you spin, you can't have more than one of the free 5 raid passes at a time. But if you're spinning stops during that 11 to 2 window, you can get up to 5 free passes. So, maybe you can get at least 5 raids in, plus the 1 free for the day. So 6 raids. That's fucking awesome. So hopefully you'll be able to at least do that.
If only they were given for remote raid passes.
Everybody wants is some fucking free remote raid passes. Shit. I mean, I want them too, don't get me wrong. But it's like so much chatter about like my free daily pass should be a fucking remote pass or whatever.
Okay. Let's not. Can we talk about the glitch where your regular raid pass shows up when you're trying to remote raid, and then you don't get into the remote raid because you're clicking into it, and it's like, you can't use this.
It's a pretty significant bug. If you go to the known issues page, it's actually the first thing listed on the known issues page, and it's currently as of this recording, it has the like investigating status. So they're looking into it, but what Adam's talking about is you go to do a remote raid pass, and rather than your remote raid pass showing up, it shows like either your orange regular daily pass or a green premium
and
battle
you can't
pass.
Switch them.
No, you can't. Once you see that, you're fucked. You got to reboot the game, and like you're saying, only if you have enough time to get your game rebooted, get back into the raid. It's. I mean, I've done it where I've made it back into raids like by the skin of my teeth, but there's plenty of raids I've missed because of that stupid fucking glitch. So it's a pretty annoying bug and very common. Like, I'm pretty sure everyone listening to this has had that happen at least once, if not multiple times. It's probably happened. It's probably happened to me, like, no joke, 20 times. So
yeah, if I had one complaint that I could complain about on this podcast today, that's it.
Sure. Yeah, no, it is pretty annoying, especially for someone like you, Adam, because if you're like not doing that many raids and you get to the point where you're ready to press on your raid pass to do the raid and then it doesn't work, it's like, motherfucker. It's like, fuck.
No, seriously, come to think of it, I'm pretty sure, because I knew that like Espeon and Umbreon were one of the raid bosses that like I needed to fight or whatever. Like, I'm pretty sure early on I got invited to an Espeon.
And you couldn't do it because of the glitch.
Yeah, and it's like, here we are. I need the Espeon to complete my research collection. Like, come on.
I'm going to be out and about playing tomorrow, and I'll be out of the house early as shit. So I'll keep an eye on my peripheral and try to find the Espeon. I'll do it with you. I think we could it shouldn't be any problem to duo, so we'll knock that shit out.
I'll bring
Delibird. Please don't. I don't want you to go without. The funniest thing is, I try to make it a habit of putting my buddy as my closer in my raid party to get the heart. So I've been walking Blissey, because I have the Hundo Blissey. So it's like every so often I'll do a remote raid and like I'll be like, all right, we'll finish this thing before it gets to Blissey, so I won't have to bring it out. But every so often Blissey will come out in the raid, and then I'll go back into the Discord and like people will be like, who the fuck brought Blissey? It's like, sorry.
And why did it survive all 222 seconds that were remaining?
It's my buddy. I'm just trying to get my heart. My bad. Sorry about that. But that shit's funny. But all right, Adam, that was like some rapid fire news. Why don't we take a little break?
Let's do it.
When we come back, we'll poke the bear, and we've got a bunch of really, really good community feedback this week. So I want to make sure we have time to get everybody's thoughts in. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's take a break. We'll be back right after this. And we're back from our break.
Whoa, we're back?
Thank you so much for that.
That fast?
I know, dude. That was a quick one. That was a quick break, a quick return from break bump. Yes, we're back. All right. A little bit of housekeeping before the ass of the show. As per usual, this podcast is powered by Patreon. Please check ours out over at patreon.com/Pokemon Professor, where you can support this show for as little as $1 a month. That $1 will get you access to our patron-exclusive Discord, which is a fantastic place filled with fantastic people. And I want to give a huge shout-out to our show supporter tier patrons, Ace Trainers, Adrock, Alex, Andrew, Brian, Brittany, Chad, Carol, Chris, Cody, Eric, Garrett, G-Stacks87, Griggle788, Harry, Heracross Boss, James, J. Mackle, Joltswitz, Justin, Ken, Lady Goobly Meat, Lynchbot, Malachi, Mike, M. Pitts, Pokénabot, Purple Pancakes, Ricky, Sam, Smeatwad, The Joker, The Noise, and Wood, Woes, Wolf. Thank you so much for your support. We greatly appreciate it. Huge shout out to our gym leaders, Absolutely Ryan, Dig Dug Rob, Jamal, JD Mojo Jojo, Magikarp ADM, MD, Talon, Tish, and TN Comics Wiz. And finally, as always, thank you to our executive producer, Paul Bott.
Woo!
And if Patreon isn't your thing, there's still a couple other ways you could help us out. If you're listening on YouTube, you could subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and if you're listening via a podcast service like Apple Podcasts, you can take a moment to leave us a review. And finally, our merch store is up and available at PokemonProfessor.com/merch. All right, Adam, I got one tiny little bit of miscellaneous news here. Next Tuesday is Pikachu Spotlight Hour. What do you think this is going to be? Is this just going to be regular old fucking Pikachu, or do you think they're going to pull some shit out of their ass?
They have to pull something because we've had Pikachu in the spotlight way too many times.
Yeah, I think we might get like a new hat. I don't know.
No, please don't. Please.
There's nothing has been found in the code, but there's gotta. I can't imagine them not doing something unique with Pikachu.
Like Surf would be okay. Give us the flying Pikachu one. Just give us something other than a normal Pikachu. Gosh.
Yeah,
I just want to dump.
I think it'll be something.
I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dump all of my Pikachu candy and make it XL candy. That way here I can start from scratch and then go from there.
Boy. Oh, and one more thing I did want to mention before we get into Poke the Bear. We did talk last week how we were going to have like a microphone upgrade this week. So we sound the same because we're still using our same microphones because I fucked up. And when I shipped Adam his microphone and stuff, I included something that I needed for my setup in the box to him. So he had to ship cables and stuff back to me. So yeah, next week we'll have new microphones. And
we appreciate your patience.
Yes.
And the suffering that you have to endure by listening to us this way.
Yeah.
For one more
man,
week.
I'm a huge fan of the Blue Yeti microphone. That's what we're both using right now. So I'm a fan of this microphone. I love it. It's been tried and true. Hundreds of episodes I've recorded with this mic, but I'm definitely ready for an upgrade.
Definitely.
All right, Adam, you ready to poke the bear?
Let's poke the bear.
All right, so this week on Twitter, I had another kind of mellow question. I just really wanted to take the temperature of the community because so I heard a lot of very like emotional and passionate and real and raw feedback from the community talking about being burnt out, talking about being just fried because we've had like an incredible pace of this game over probably the last 6 months, but specifically the last 2 months have been fucking nonstop event after event, even leading up to last week where we had events butting up against each other and not having any gap in between. So there's a lot going on. So on Twitter, I put up the post saying, we've been on an insane ramp up to the Kanto Tour. Are you feeling burnt out? Do you need a break? How does FOMO impact your playstyle when the events are nonstop? And are you okay sitting an event out? And we got some great feedback, and it's mixed. Some people were on the middle of the road. Some people were leaning one way or another. So we got plenty of feedback here. I want to get through it all. All right. Augmented Naturally always provides really, really good feedback, has really unique perspective. It says, the events have been nicely balanced versus the prior New Year event rush. FOMO is only a thing if you let it be. Some of us burnt out from the event fatigue in the past. That is a new shiny. It's only relevant for PvP, for flexing, or favorite. So ultimately what he's saying is, it is what it is, what you make of it. So, you're only going to feel these things if you really let the stuff get to you. But for many of us players, it's hard to not let it get to us because we're so passionate.
Well, just like you were saying with like PvP, like Adam, have you made it? And it's like, no. So I probably won't get the Jellicent, but I'm not going to get Jellicent. I mean, jelly.
Oh,
I'm not going to get jealous.
You loaded that joke like fucking an hour ago, didn't you? You were waiting for the opportunity.
No, but honestly, it's one of those things where it's like, I'm not going to worry about it. One day I might get it. One day they might lower it to rank 10 or whatever, however they did with Pikachu. And it like made me want to battle because it was a lower commitment that I had to make but I still had to sort of grind for it, you know?
No, they did a good job with the Pikachu Libre because they brought it down. There was 2 seasons where where it was unobtainable for many, many trainers because you had to get to rank 10. Then when they changed it to, the rank 10 based just on wins, it was still a challenge and a grind for people, but it was much easier. But the people that weren't the typical rank 10 battler were able to achieve it and still felt super accomplished by getting it.
Yep.
It was like the perfect balance. It was really cool. So, maybe we'll see something happen with season 7 or season 8 of GBL where Frillish will be, brought down a couple tiers. We'll have to see. This next one from Go for Big Fudge says they could try and at least give a few days off between events. Say event starts at 6 p.m. local time on Thursday, goes to Monday, say 9 p.m. local time. Give us 3 days off if you don't want to hit Spotlight Hour or Raid Hour hard. So yeah, that makes sense because there's typically a weekend event, and now we have Spotlight Hour Tuesday and Raid Hour Wednesday. There's always something going on. I'm telling you, it's hard to find a balance right now. Jackie K says, FOMO plays out very differently when you paid $12 for an event and don't even know if you're going to get to play because of the weather, because the weather's been so bad lately. Not helped that I only bought the tickets before I was certain I could play them because Community Day pre-order bonus. Yeah, dude, the weather is really fucked right now, so it sucks if people were like really planning on going out and playing this event and then the weather is going to keep them inside. That sucks. That really, really sucks.
Yeah, we're supposed to get a bad storm on Friday, so.
Dude, it's supposed to start here 4 a.m. tomorrow. And, it's actually in 4 hours from right now because we just passed midnight here in Jersey. So in 4 hours, it's going to start snowing and it's not going to stop until Friday, 10 a.m. So shit, I have, 30 hours of snow coming my way starting very, very soon. Sucks. But Saturday, it's partly cloudy and a cool 34 degrees. So I'll be out there fucking playing. Josh Owens Win says, I love there being events on. It makes the game exciting, obviously. Like you said on the show, I do appreciate some vanilla spawns from time to time. Sometimes I miss there being a week where we can all play casually without the pressure. Good point. Jordan, I'm more frustrated that I'm always working and never have enough time to complete some of the event tasks.
Mm-hmm.
So now there's some interesting feedback here because that's why I wanted to include FOMO. We don't hear too much about FOMO anymore. It seems, though, that if there is FOMO from players, that it is centered around the timed research. Because that's where, if you don't have the ability to play during the event and you miss out, that's where you can kind of feel the burn because you just don't have the time to do it. So, yeah, Jordan, I feel you, man. It could be very stressful. Adam's under the gun right now with the collection challenge. So it's like, I get it. It's, some people are going to be okay letting it ride, and some people are, it's going to fucking crush them if they don't, finish the challenges. So
yeah, it's like if I really, really, really desperately wanted it, I could be like up and out of the house at like 6:37 and drive around and try. But my luck, it'd be like the Sierra issue where I looked all around for all the bosses and I couldn't find a Sierra, and then the event ended.
It's funny. I was watching a JT Valor video, right? And he was really going for the shiny Shadow Carvana. And he was having trouble finding Sierra. And it reminded me of you. I was like, dude, he's feeling the same burn that Adam did. He's like, because he's a fucking madman. He buys like tons and tons of fucking rocket radars. So he's just doing leader after leader after leader. And it's like he was saying that he was, going all around town and couldn't find a fucking Sierra. Anyway. All right, Victor Daniel Brenna says, just let the tide guide you. Play as regularly you would. The collection challenges do push you to look for stuff that's out of your reach, so you got your own free will to decide to do them or not. Annoying to see the same mons over and over, yeah, but a chance for XL candy it is. So, again, collection challenges, they are timed. So you have to make a decision. Are you going to go hunting for the collection challenges, or are you just going to let it ride? It's hard to, it's some people, that decision is much harder to make than others. All right. Wood Woes Wolf says, for me, I find it frustrating that the event ramp up comes from the feeling that I'm being railroaded hard into certain experiences on the dev's schedule. It's not so much FOMO, but it is burnout, especially with the recent events being so paint by numbers in nature. This is a great point, because we talked about this a couple weeks ago when we were having like all the regional celebration events. They were all the same event for the most part. Just, rinse and repeat, mix and match different Pokemon. But it was the same event. Egg shake up, raid shake up, spawn shake up, boom, event. You know what I mean? Maybe a shiny. Maybe, we had the collection challenge, but it was just the same shit over and over. So there wasn't a lot of intriguing stuff happening, because all that was really rotating with the events was the region. Lachlan Firth, this is a good one. Burnout, yes. Break, yes. FOMO, in some situations, not all. Sitting one out, nope, can't do that. I love that. I'm with him 110%. There's like, it would break my fucking heart if I had to sit one out. I don't know. I've been fortunate enough that even if I'm working or something, I can at least make it happen. Like, there hasn't been a time where I haven't been able to complete a timed research. That's what's going to break me. If there's an event with timed research and I can't finish it, that would irk me till the fucking day I die.
That's me with Roselia research.
Yeah, good luck finding Roselias now.
I know. Watch those not even be in next season.
I know.
Oh, gosh. Say it.
All right. I also, on Twitter, recommended people send some DMs over if they wanted to express a little bit longer thought than the 280 characters on Twitter. And we did get some DMs. This one from Alpha Zather says, regarding the most recent Poke the Bear, no, I am not feeling event burnout. In the chaos of the COVID pandemic, moments where I'm excited to mask up and hit parks and car rides where social distancing is easy, it's awesome to have multiple things popping off. Because it's his favorite exercise and collection app. So he's got a great approach there. It says, Pokemon Go is an escape from the virus ravaging the world, so I just focus on the fun popping off when I open the app rather than worrying about what I've missed on my time away. So that's a great point. I find that having that kind of, I don't know, passive approach to the game, it's so difficult for me. I can't I know that I would be a little bit less stressed if I had this approach. I just can't do it. I can't do it. I'm too tightly wound. But I think that's a great point. Just have fun. Do it, enjoy everything that's going on. I'm just too much of a completionist to be able to do that. I don't know. It's challenging for me. Like, how do you feel, Adam? Like, if you don't get this Espeon, like, is that going to like bother you? Will that irk you?
I think it will more so because there's the little medals that say like, oh, collection challenge completed.
Of course, that's the point. You gotta, you have the the numbers don't go up.
But it's one of those things where it's like, okay, at that point, like, why isn't this just special research or timed research? You know what I mean? Like, just give us timed research and give us some tasks.
Yeah, but it's kind of like timed research because it's a timed challenge. So it's not task-based. The task is catching. You got to find it.
I just think it's annoying. Like, yes, okay, you gave us some raid passes, and we were told to catch Latios and Latios. That alone, in and of itself, was a task in general because they're not just auto catches. Like, yes, if you got a shiny, but like, if you're not the most skilled at excellent curveball throws, and you're just straight tossing it.
I said that shit last week. Flying Pokemon especially. They're not easy Pokemon to catch. And
like Aloma Mola, like, people are going to do that anyways. That's like putting, whatever new shiny in a raid. Like people are just gonna do
but
that anyways. You saw it with Esper. So
but that's an easy solo.
But throwing Espeon and Umbreon as additional raids, like that's frustrating.
Yeah.
I'm frustrated.
No, believe me, when someone brought to my attention that it was more than just Latios as raid Pokemon, I was like, oh shit, we glazed over that shit last week. We didn't even talk about that because for whatever reason, I just didn't, it didn't dawn on me that these wouldn't be like research Pokemon. These are actual raid Pokemon too, just like Latios and Latias. So still tough. All right, this next DM was from Anthissa. It says, I felt the burnout hard last month. Had to take a break from all of it. My show, and just so you know, she does a PvP podcast, says, my show is currently in hiatus for the time being till I can find the energy and strength for it. It literally got to the point where even thinking about opening the app just to do a daily catch or send gifts felt exhausting. I'm slowly getting back into it, starting with doing my photos for Instagram. I've rethought the show and will attempt to do a live show on Twitch once the weather gets better. She's in Tennessee. I was going to do a bit on burnout for my podcast, but then burnout took me out. How fucking hilarious is that?
Wow.
I was like, but it's true. It's true. It's like sometimes the burnout itself, it just saps the motivation. And as a creator, I can definitely speak to this because when you're feeling exhausted, playing the game is one thing, but creating content and doing that whole thing, it's very challenging to keep that motivation, up. So I totally feel that.
Then we've got Dayancy in Pokemon Go wrote in and said, I like having frequent events in the game. Keeps it from becoming stale. I agree.
I agree.
That it, keeps it from being stale, but sometimes you need that stale to understand how important these events are, or how exciting these events can be. Because right now we're just getting so many events that it's just like, hey. Like, give me a break. Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat. All right. Then we've got Robert. I have a very addictive personality. So for me, there's a bit of FOMO. I want to get them all and be the very best. I'll never take a break, but throughout the years of playing, everything always comes back. Sometimes more accessible. Just got to be patient if you don't get it. I totally agree with this. This is where I'm at right now. Like, I enjoy playing.
I agree, but I
enjoy playing, but like, Frillish, like, I'm okay with waiting. It's not something that I desperately need. Like Delibird, I went hard AF on, like, I did. Because I wanted the 100%. I wanted the shiny. Did I get either? No. But I went hard because that's what I wanted. And so here we are now. I'm not too interested in like any of these Pokemon. To be honest, like, I'm not,
dude. But as long as you're okay, that's the thing.
Like Fletchling,
I know
I'm excited.
The shit will come back.
I'm excited for Fletchling. I am. Like, I'm legitimately, I'm holding on to them. Like, I don't know. I'm going to do a mass transfer of them. But I've just been, every time I see one now, I'm like, catch, Pineapple Berry. I got this. Because I'm prepared for Community Day.
See,
maybe not space in my box, but.
I mean, he makes a great point in saying that, yes, everything will come back around again. Because it always has. But for someone like me,
where's my Regigigas?
There's no way I can fucking wait. I can't wait. We got to remember, Regigigas already had 2 rounds. It had
where's my shiny Ditto?
It had the ticketed event, and then it had its time in the EX raids. Everything comes back around. Everything will eventually come back around. It's just, are you willing to wait? And for me, that answer is no. I can't. I just fucking can't do it, man. My fucking eyelids will twitch.
You can't do it.
I can't. Totally can't.
Then we have Bobby Pokemon Snaps writes in, I was a little burnt out during the lead up to the Kanto event. I think I just wasn't a huge fan of the spawns during Sinnoh and Hoenn weeks. I didn't feel like there was enough diversity. However, the Lunar New Year and Valentine's event have brought me back. I do agree with that. Like, I feel like those ones were kind of vanilla. in what they were. And these two events have been a lot of fun. Just with
Well-
like the amount of spawns and like the crate, like you could just get a bunch of different stuff.
Well, this plays to what GNC and Pokemon Go Please had said, because the events were becoming stale because they were those same template of an event with all the regional celebrations. Then you had Lunar New Year and Valentine's Day event. They were their own things. They had a little bit of a different format than Johto Celebration, Hoenn Celebration, Kiss Celebration, that celebration. It was like, fuck, dude, it's the same shit. So when they did Lunar New Year, it switched it up. They gave us special research. They gave us timed research, this and that. It felt different than the typical 4 or 5 weeks of regional celebrations that we had. So, yeah, I agree with you, Bobby. These events were good. Definitely good.
Invader Waffle writes in, says, yeah, I miss when nesting Pokemon were a thing.
Yeah, dude. Remember, was it last episode? We were talking about this at some point. It may have been on the Zoom call or something, how back in the day, we would track down fucking nests using like the Sylph Nest Atlas, and that was like a major part of playing. That was definitely part of the culture of how I played this game. And, you know, every now and then if I notice something, I'll report it to Sylph or whatever, but yeah, that you don't really see that too much anymore because you're always fucking you always have event spawns. So you never get to see like the natural spawns. It's a good point. Very good point.
Abracadaver says, I can't always keep up, especially with the weather lately, but I can't complain. Everything released, we can just find it later unless it's event specific, which will eventually return as well. So 7 out of 10 rating for the current pace.
Very fair.
Yeah.
Very fair.
It's a fair rating. The Christinator says, rough with the weather and tiredness that life brings during COVID has brought.
Yeah. You know, COVID hasn't helped the fucking thing, you know, helped at all. Because if you're locked down or you're, you know, being very responsible and staying home, these events are definitely going to have a less of a impact, you know, than they would if you were out with friends and playing outside. So, yeah, it's COVID has definitely made everything tougher and harder to be motivated.
Yep.
And we did get one more bit of feedback here, which was probably my favorite of all of them. This one from Jimma Banks just replied, no. so Jim is ready to fucking play, dude. Don't get in his fucking way. He's ready to knock these fucking events out. So awesome feedback, everyone. I really like this. And looking at all this stuff back now and reading through it, you have a pretty consistent feeling of, yeah, people are tired, people are worn out, but they enjoy it. They enjoy all this stuff going on. And while it might be hard if they do miss something, they know that it will come back around again. So that makes it okay. But there's certain people, like Lachlan was saying, same thing with me. I don't know, man. I just can't do it. I can't not play. I can't, like, is it an addiction? Abso-fucking-lutely. Like, I can't stop, dude. Like, it's bad. My screen time the other day, my screen time report, yo, you ready for this? 19 hours a day average screen time on the phone. 19 fucking hours a day.
And you got to imagine Ken probably sleeps like 2 of those hours.
It's bad. It's bad. I've gotten really bad.
This is why we need Pokemon Sleep.
Dude, I made the joke today about the Pokemon Direct. I was like, I can't wait for Pokemon Sleep to be announced during the Direct. It's like, I'm telling you, I need Pokemon motivation to tell me to do shit. So if they tell me to sleep, you best believe I'm going to get some sleep. But 19 hours a day, you know, leaves 5 hours. That's about right, because I'm probably sleeping 4 to 5 hours a night. And I'm spoiled because, you know, I've got a nice big desk at work and blah, blah, blah. I can have the fucking phone on, plugged in, running for 10 hours a day when I'm at work. And when I'm driving to work and driving home and I'm home and I'm podcasting right now and the fucking game is on, like, yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
Same.
And it's like, am I burnt out? No. Do I want a break? No. Do I think that there's too many events? Yeah, I kind of do. Like, I do want that break in between events. Now, does that mean I'm going to play less? Definitely not. I'll definitely maintain my playing habits. But I just, like what you were saying, Adam, when you have that break, it makes the events feel a little bit more special because they're just not always there. If they're always there, it just pulls away from, from the feeling that something special is happening, because when everything is always special, it just brings everything down. But I don't know. Good points. Let's continue the conversation. Check out our Twitter, for link will be in the description. Join the conversation. Let us know how you feel about this. Are you feeling burnt? Are you feeling tired? This has to be on Niantic's radar because a lot of people are talking about it online. And a lot of people are saying, like, I can't wait for the Kanto Tour to be over so I could fucking breathe and chill and relax. I just don't think the game is going to relent at all. I think that the pace is going to continue straight into the next season, and the meat grinder will continue to turn. So we'll have to see. But definitely let us know how you're feeling. But Adam, that's a show, man. We did it.
That is a show. Faux
Kanto
show.
Tour, man. It's fucking here, dude. A couple days. Very, very excited. I'm very, very excited. I think this is going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to trading. I've been doing a lot of remote trades lately. So, I want to make sure I get all my trades in, every single day leading up to the end of the month, till the end of the season, because I've officially exhausted all of my distance trades, all the trades that I had from, Nico in Tokyo. He always invites me to raid, so I would always have all these really cool, Japanese Pokemon. Zoe constantly inviting me to Australian raids. It's awesome because I have all these distance Pokemon. I got rid of all of them, so it's like I gotta start re-upping. I need to trade some shit, but. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for checking us out. We really do appreciate it. Thank you for all your support. Please check out luredup.com for everything that we have going on with the show, PokemonProfessor.com for everything that's going on with the network. You can email us, info@luredup.com. You can leave us a voicemail, text, picture, video, whatever, 732-835-8639. Links to everything we talked about today are in the description. All our social media, all our contacts, all that kind of stuff in the description. Please check it out. But Adam, if that's it, I believe that is in fact it. Is that in fact it?
That's it. We all float down here.
Keep training, trainers. Thanks so much. We'll see you next week. Good luck in Kanto. Don't forget to turn your volume on.